talk about okay. Let's talk about pet feeder using IoT. Our students have designed one more product called pet feeder using IoT, and let's take a look at how the product works. Meanwhile, I would request students to describe the product. Yeah. Students, please, can you describe the pet feeder product? Yeah. So the assignments. Yeah, please go ahead.
To make this project, I need Arduino UNO,
Mhm.
LCDs, resistors, connecting wires,
One second. I believe your voice is breaking. Can I have somebody else who can describe the project? Okay. Your voice was breaking actually. Might be some network issue. Okay, what we have here is yet another use of Wi-Fi to be able to control your devices at home. Okay. So let us say through while you are away from your home and you have a pet at home, okay, and you want to feed your pet at regular intervals of time. Basically, whenever it's feeling hungry, uh, your pet is alone at home, and whenever it is hungry, you want to ensure that it is being fed. Correct? So students have come up with this idea of designing a pet feeder which works again on Wi-Fi, because the range is long. Means you being in office, you should be able to feed your pet that is in your house. So how do we do that is design an IoT solution for that, Internet of Things based solution, through which you are using a Wi-Fi module. Can someone explain what are the different components being used here? Yes, students, can you all explain what are the components? One second.
the
Yeah. Mariam, Ritika, Pinky, Prince, Krishna, anyone?
components used here: PIR sensor,
Mm-hmm.
Arduino UNO,
Okay.
servo motor,
Yeah.
Node MCU for Wi-Fi module,
Right.
breadboard,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So as the students explained, we use the Node MCU, which is basically for the instead of Node MCU, we can also use something called ESP8266. So either of this we can use. We use a servo motor to be able to control this. This is a 3D printed knob which will actually turn on and turn off, enabling the pet feed. So let us say I am in my office and I want to feed my pet, and at the same time I may also want to turn on the light. You see this light being turned on here. So let us say I now connect from my phone. So I have a small, I take any Wi-Fi based app and I can send commands to it. Once I know how to authenticate to be able to connect to this device, this product, this is all wireless product. It can be placed anywhere, no wires to it, all working on battery. And let us say I now connect to, okay, one second. Okay. So now let me connect to the device. Now my phone, which I am sitting in office, let us say, I am connected to this device that is in my house, and I want to turn on the light or turn off the light. Since it is already on, I now say issue a command called LED off or the light off. So you can see that from my phone through Wi-Fi, I'm able to turn on and turn off the light. Now the light is off. As you can see, the a tiny LED, red color LED. Just pay attention to that. I'm turning on the light now. I press a button called LED on, and the moment I press the button LED on, you see these buttons here. I'm not sure if you can see this. I have some pre-configured buttons like LED on, LED off, and pet feed. And at the same time, I now want to feed my pet. So I press the button called pet feed. All right. So my pet is happy. It comes and eats its food. So again, let us say I want to turn off the LED, and I press the button called LED off. Yes, the LED is off, and again want to feed my pet. Yes, so there is more food for my pet. So this is how you can use technology to be able to do many things that you always want to do, right? So innovation starts here. It's just the idea is something that you have to come up with, and once you know what technology, what concepts, how to go about, or what kind of sensors that you have to use, once you have that idea, then you can innovate or start inventing lot of new things which will be very much useful for the future, right? Like the way our students have designed this pet feeder to actually start feeding its pet. So this way you can actually do something which is practically possible, right? So once you know the technology, what kind of technology to use and what are your requirements, you can pretty much achieve anything. You can turn on, turn off lights in your house. You can turn on fan or anything, like you can turn on the microwave oven, anything from your fingertip. You sitting in office, you can do all these things because, yeah. Sorry, there was some question or something. Yeah. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed Pet Feeder product. Any questions here? Anybody, any questions? So this nozzle has been actually customized. I mean, it's been designed and customized to fit any normal bottles that you get. So if the feed gets over, you can actually unscrew this bottle from the nozzle, and you can refill the feed. You refill the feed and again attach to this device, and it works like a charm, right? So yeah, any questions? Any more questions? So we have a set curriculum for each and every class. That means students in first, second, third, fourth, they learn about mechanical assembling of robots, different types of robots, which has got nothing technical, but it's more about mechanical assembling of robots, how to make different robots happen. And when they move on to, let us say, fifth class, they learn something called graphical programming, through which they'll be able to design their own games, own comics, own greeting cards that they can actually share with their friends and feel proud of, right? Because they are not using something from outside, but they are creating everything on their own, right? And when they move on to sixth class, they will learn everything about electronics of robotics. Like I'm not sure if you got a chance to see the exhibition of sixth class students. So they have designed very beautiful components, everything using electronics. That's because they learned electronics of robotics when they were in their sixth class. Similarly, when you go to eighth class, seventh, eighth, you will learn more about sensors. Okay, and you will also learn how to program for robotics. Like doing some coding and programming for robotics is what they learn when they go to seventh class. When they come to eighth class, it's all about mechanical designing. So all the 3D models that you have seen right now, they learn how to create those 3D models in their 8th class, which we are going to, okay, 8th class is not here. Yeah. So when they go to 8th class, they learn how to design their own components and do a 3D printing on a 3D printer, right? So that they're not using any components from outside again. They are creating their own components according to their own specifications, and at the same time they are 3D printing all those parts, so that you don't depend on anything or you don't rely on anything from outside. You go ahead and create things on your own, kind of a do-it-yourself technology. And when they come to 9th and 10th class, they are now in a position to use all the learnings from the previous grades and then design more innovative products when they come to 9th and 10th grades, like some of these things that you are seeing here, which I'm glad Kotwal students are going through and having fun at the same time, right? So now the next